My Hero Academia Season 7 Episode 11. Shigaraki starts this episode off by telling Bakugo he's goldfish poop, and no matter how hard he trains, he'll never be strong enough to be acknowledged by Shigaraki or All For One. Now with his sweaty foot on Bakugo's face and the goldfish poop comment, this level of disrespect is just unnecessary. Now as Bakugo was being strangled, the big three sprang into action to save him. Sun Eater managed to inject Shigaraki with a lethal amount of poison, but Shigaraki has an answer to literally everything. He created a mouth on his arm that spit the poison right out, but thankfully Sun Eater and Hado kept him preoccupied long enough for Mirio to permeate through the sea of hands and rescue Bakugo from Shigaraki's clutches. Mirio was supposed to be on standby and only enter the fight if other villains came to back Shigaraki up, but he couldn't just stand around and watch his friends continue to get beat up. He pointed out the fact that Shigaraki don't have any friends. If he did have friends, he would want to protect things instead of destroy everything. Mirio was also able to land a direct hit on him with Hado's wave motion. The plan was to keep Shigaraki tied down. Wave motion didn't even leave a scratch on Shigaraki's body, and hearing someone tell him he don't have friends struck a nerve, and Shigaraki's mind reverted back to when he was a kid, when he sort of had a friend and someone told him he was funny once. Because of those memories as a kid, he screamed at Mirio that he definitely got friends. He may be the world's strongest villain, but he still is an absolutely mentally unstable psychopath. Bakugo could not believe that he still was no match for Shigaraki. He felt all of his training amounted to nothing and he was being left behind. Hado was fighting against all those hands and she was doing a really good job of destroying them, but it was just too many of them. Speaking of Hado, in this episode, we got to see her backstory. She was a very curious child. She asked her classmates about their quirks in great detail. Sometimes she asked questions a little too personal. She didn't mean any harm by it though. She was just a very curious person. Her classmates didn't see it that way though. Since she has such a powerful quirk, they saw her asking them so many questions as her looking down on them. They consider her mean, and out of jealousy, they distanced themselves from her. As a result, she became cold and kept her big personality bottled up for years. That is until Sun Eater and Mirio befriended her. They all became really close friends, and of course eventually the big three, and she reverted right back to her normal, very curious self. Since plan A, Mirio buying them time, didn't work, the big three switched to plan B, blowing Shigaraki to smithereens. I gotta say I like this plan more. Hado's supercharged Sun Eater's mass hybrid plasma cannon. It took a while, but when charged, it was one of the most deadliest weapons at the hero's disposal. Sun Eater used to have a self-deprecating personality, no confidence, and when people would compliment him on how cool or strong he wasn't able to fully accept those kind words because he felt he'd buckle under the pressure of them. But over the years, he's grown a lot, and now the weight of everyone's words and their belief in him only makes him stronger. Shigaraki continued to shoot out endless amounts of hands to protect himself from the plasma cannon beam. So Mirio punched him in the face to knock him off balance as much as possible, making it easier for the beam to hit his main body. But after it was all said and done, Shigaraki was still perfectly fine. He told them if Golden Age All Might wouldn't have died from that attack, there's no way that attack will kill him because he's stronger than All Might was when All Might was in his prime. Even though Bakugo was half dead at this point, he could not let things end like this. Being stepped on and the side character to someone else's story? No, he trained hard to be able to be one of the heroes that made a difference in the world. He was so fast now, it seemed like he was teleporting. He landed an attack on Shigaraki before Shigaraki even had a chance to react. Not only that, but his awareness was heightened as well. He could see Shigaraki's attacks and dodge them. Everyone was shocked with these incredible feats Bakugo was now pulling off. Bakugo's quirk works by him secreting nitroglycerin-like substance on the palm of his hands to create explosions. Now his new move Cluster works by him storing up beads of sweat that he can turn into explosives. But Cluster came with side effects he didn't know about. The more he stored up his beads of sweat, the more they looked for more ways to leave his body. This resulted in them being released from his entire body head to toe, which levels him up to a kind of Super Saiyan state. It puts a tremendous strain on his body, but this newfound power forced Shigaraki to acknowledge him. It even flustered Shigaraki that he was so strong and fast without having one for all. On the verge of death, he saw All Might and told him when they first met, he was kind of a brat, so he never got the chance to ask for All Might's autograph. Everyone tried to protect Bakugo from Shigaraki landing a direct hit on him. They did all they could, but Shigaraki still got his hit in. Genius was about to start working on Bakugo, but he realized Bakugo's heart stopped. Now on one hand, I want to say there's no way he's actually dead, but on the other hand, everything is pointing to him being actually dead. The title of the episode is Light Fades into Rain, and when his body dropped to the ground, it started raining. The way his collectible All Might Dynamite card hit the ground in slow motion. Gina's face when he looked at Bakugo. And the one thing above all of this is Bakugo's face. Yeah, he looks pretty dead to me. Shigaraki got poisoned, hit with wave motion, and a plasma cannon, and don't have a scratch on him. He's looking pretty unstoppable. Midoriya needs to stop taking his sweet time, and I hope Bakugo is not dead. Like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next one.